Ready to go!
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. It's a interesting show today. The reason that I am out here in the recording studio at the moment is because I've woken up and seen a very interesting statement being released from the WAF, the World Armwrestling Federation. Have released a statement in relation to their referees. Now, I am not privy to or aware of any personal conflicts or any conflicts behind closed doors between any organizations other than my own, which I personally don't have any run-ins with anyone as far as I'm aware. But there obviously is some sort of tension going on with the WAF and their dislike of other federations. Now, the statement that pertains to the referees is that, let me just bring it up for you. They have released a statement saying that essentially all WAF referees are asked not to attend or be part in any PAL/URPA events, as the organization has no authority to educate, evaluate, or certify WAF referees, and any other events that aren't WAF sanctioned or organized events. So, big statement there from the WAF to blanket rule out the involvement of WAF sanctioned referees in any other organization's event. This has obviously big ramifications. Obviously, the WAF World Championships has been a very long-standing event, very highly respected event, and has often been that stepping stone to bigger and better and the ultimately more professional leagues. Now, when I say more professional leagues, I'm not referring to the professionalism of any given event or league. The WAF has professionalism in their event like no other. They are probably the most consistent and have been a very long-standing and excellent production. But what I refer to in the professionalism sense is just the cream of the crop when it comes to the actual arm wrestling. I don't think that anyone would doubt that the PAL, their Vendetta series, the Zloty has been the best when it comes to the professional standard of arm wrestling globally for some time. Obviously, you've got North America as well. They've got the WAL. We see the WEA with Moldova and their events. Arm Fights Unleashed getting more and more professional as we talk about it. Arm Wars. And now all of a sudden, anyone who is a WAF certified referee is no longer permitted to, and it is warned in their statement that there will be swift punishments if a WAF certified referee was to be involved in any of those events. Now, what does this mean to the sport? To me, this is a bad move. This is a move that is going to instill a lot of division in the sport. WAF is, to me, making a mistake. I think this can only be bad for the sport. I think that this can only be bad for the federations. I mean, at the end of the day, there are only so many referees on the planet, and there have been many referees on the planet very happily refereeing both WAF organizations and PAL and WAL and every other small fish in between. But all of a sudden now, for all of those WAF referees not to be permitted to be involved in anything else other than WAF, straight away, we're going to lose some referees from one side and some referees from the other side of the fence. We have now created division in the sport, which is going to significantly slow the ability for this sport to continue to put on high-quality events and grow, ultimately. This is the thing. We have to recognize that we are all on the same team. When it comes to sports leagues, when it comes to arm wrestling specific promoters, here's my general opinion. There is enough room for everyone to grow together and to all of us combine bring this sport to a fantastic place on the earth. The one thing that the WAF has going particularly well is that they are trying to head down that Olympic path, which I hope they get there. I think it'll be a tremendous thing for the sport to make the Olympics. But in the meantime, there are many professional leagues that are growing the sport and providing career options, not only for the athletes, but for referees and for promoters. All of those involved have the option of actually making some money and helping grow that sport in the meantime, in the entertainment sense. So for me, this is a bad move by WAF. Like I said, I'm not at all privy to the politics of what's going on behind it, but Obviously, there is something going on for WAF to do this. They must feel threatened that the WAF is not going to be as prestigious anymore. So they are trying to do their part to keep only the best referees, which I agree. Look, the WAF referees are the best referees. We see them at the PAL. We see them in Moldova. We see them at all the big, particularly the big European events. And now WAF is trying to draw the cards closer to their chest and keep them for themselves. Ultimately, this is a bad move. It's a disappointing move. I personally hope that WAF changes their decision regarding this and that we get back on board together, all promoting one another. Because ultimately, I think the greatest thing you can do is stop tearing down other organizations. Whether it's arm wrestling, whether it's anything on the planet, competition is great amongst promoters. But what's better is when everyone is supportive of each other and we all just do the best we possibly can. We bring up with the best possible events, no contracts in place, all those sorts of things. The freedom for athletes to move around and compete where they choose, and referees to do the same, is what I think is the best thing. But anyway, that's my 2 cents on it. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave me a comment below. And yeah, hopefully this one fixes itself, because I think division is never a good thing for the sport. All right, ladies and gents, see you next time.